Hi, everybody. Just wanted to do a quick little video lesson about what you'll be doing today. So we're going to continue with the Constitution. We've been looking at the Constitution the last couple of weeks. We looked at, the specifics of the Constitution, the different articles and what they meant. We also looked at the principles of the Constitution. What were the main sort of ideas and tenets of the Constitution? We looked at the Bill of Rights, and today we're going to look at the other amendments, the non Bill of Rights amendments. So that would be amendments 11 through 27. And the way you're going to do that is you only have one link to deal with today. It's this Google Forms link. It'll be posted in your Google Classroom after I make this video. And there's three parts to this, just as most of the Google Classroom lessons have been. So part one, you're going to be looking at how the Constitution tells the government this is how you will amend or change the Constitution. So what I'd like you to do is, and it says it right here, is I want you to sum up that process. If you're not familiar with the process, this is the actual quote from the Constitution. I'll read it to you quickly, and I'll highlight some of the big important points here. It says that Congress, whenever 2/3 of both houses, so that means both the Senate and the House of Representatives, shall deem it necessary, shall propose amendments to the Constitution or the application of the legislature of 2/3 of the several states, shall call a convention for proposing amendments in which in either case shall be valid to all intents and purposes as part of this Constitution when ratified by the legislature of 3/4 of the several states or by conventions in 3/4 thereof, as the one or the other mode of ratification may be proposed by the Congress, provided that no amendment shall be made prior to the year 1808 shall in any manner affect the first and fourth clauses in the 9th section of the first article, and that no state without its consent shall be deprived of its equal suffrage in the Senate. Woo! All right, so that was a lot. But I underlined sort of the key points here. And you can see this here. You need 2/3 of both the Senate and the House of Representatives to vote that, hey, you know what, we should amend this Constitution. So one amendment that they came up with was the right of women to vote. Unfortunately, women did not have the right to vote until about 100 years ago. So when that was proposed, 2/3, the Senate and the House of Representatives both voted on that. 2/3 or more of them voted that, yes, we need to change the Constitution so that women also have the right to vote. And then they left it up to the states to decide. So the people actually voted on this amendment. And as long as 3/4 or 75% of the states decided, hey, you know what, this is a great idea, it would become an amendment. The other thing I want to point out is you have this graphic right here too that basically sums that up, right? You can see right here, it says 2/3 vote by both the House or the Congress, all right? And then 3/4 of the states need to decide in order to make an amendment. You can also have this happen too, right? Where a constitutional convention is called. If 2/3 of the 50 states say, hey, you know what, we need to go and change or amend this Constitution, and then 3/4 of the state legislatures would decide. That's the way a new amendment becomes an amendment. Okay, so key points from that, I would write in something about 2/3 of the states having to, 2/3 of Congress, the House of Representatives and the Senate have to vote yes, this amendment needs to happen. And then from there, 3/4 of the states would vote on that as well. That's all you need to write in there. From there, what you're going to do is you'll see it says part 2, what amendment says, and the directions are you're going to use this slideshow, which I linked right here, in order to answer the questions. What amendment says slavery is illegal? Okay, I'll show you really quickly. I guess I should have had this up and loaded already, but I didn't. Sorry. So you'll just have to bear with me. Okay, so this is a very, very simple PowerPoint. I did embed a couple of video links if you'd like to take a look at some videos with some more information about each amendment. Some interesting stuff in there for sure. So you can see we're looking at amendments 11 through 27. Each slide just has a very, very quick description of which amendments or of the number amendment and what that amendment says. Okay, so 12th Amendment changed the presidential election and created party tickets. The 13th Amendment made slavery illegal. And if you remember, that says right here, slavery is illegal, right? So what you would do is a drop-down box would show up, and then you would go and put in your answer, okay? Here, let me just show you. Get a little preview so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so you would have this little drop-down box. You would pick Amendment 13 because we saw on our slideshow, 13th Amendment made slavery illegal. And then we have this one. It says, what amendment says the right to vote cannot be taken away due to a person's race? Again, we would go and we would look at our amendment slideshow here. Okay, 14th Amendment gave citizenship to people born in the U.S. This one gave African American men the right to vote. So you could see the right to vote cannot be taken away due to a person's race. That would be the 15th Amendment. And then you would just keep going on using this slideshow to help you. Okay. From there, the last part of this, part 3, is a very simple wrap-up question. Okay. And it's worth 3 points. It should be a minimum of 3 complete sentences. So just based on what you learned about today, which of the amendments, 11 through 27, do you think is the most important, and why do you think that is the most important? So if you think that Amendment 19, which gave women the right to vote, is the most important, first sentence would be, I think Amendment 19, which gave women the right to vote, is the most important. Second sentence, well, why? Why? And, third and fourth sentences too. You can do more than 3 sentences. Put in some support there. Why is that important? Well, women make up 50% of, or half of the country, and they need to be represented in the government as well. And then you can keep going and talk about today how women, although they still have a long way to go as far as equal rights go, how women are now senators and Congress people and are, really a big vocal part of the government. And then that's it. Once you're done, you turn it in. This will self-grade for you. The only thing is the written response questions are probably going to be marked wrong no matter what you write, because this computer, program on Google Forms doesn't recognize what a right or wrong answer is. So don't freak out about that. I'll take a look at your answers and you'll get the credit. And that is it. And that will end our unit on the Constitution. After that, We're going to just look at the three branches of government: the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. And that'll take us to the end of the year. We only got about 3 weeks left, and then you guys are graduated seniors. Woo! Um, Make sure you get this done. As always, I am available in Google Meet. I don't know if you guys are aware of this because I don't know that anybody has taken me up on this, but I am here from 1:15. I'm sorry, excuse me, 1:30 to 2:30 when our class meets. So if you are sitting down and doing this right now, trying to get this done, and you're a little confused, and it's 1:30 to 2:30, click on this. I'll be sitting there waiting to help you guys.